grab the mic and sing.
Right.
James, what do you think about what you've got going on here, the pieces you have around you going into this season?
Extremely excited. The vibe, the work, these last few weeks has been really good. It's going to be an extremely interesting season. This summer we met a few times and just hanging out, just getting to know each other. Getting to know each other ins and outs. What you like, what you don't like. It carries over to the court. So that's where we are. The guys have been working all summer. Since Eric signed here, he's been here with the training staff and the gym. So it's gonna be fun.
You did the players-only mini camp last year out in California. Did it again this year in Miami.
Twice.
Well, we did one in Vegas too, I guess, right? What was different about this one, and how much of that stuff will help you going forward?
Like I said, just to get to know somebody, getting to know somebody and hanging out. It was really good. Just obviously we worked out, but we went to dinner. We went to a concert. So that's going to carry over. Onto the court. Ryan. The guys like that just told me, this is your team, you're the leader. We're going to follow you. And so that right there gave me confidence to go out there and know that I got guys following me, and I just got to go out there and hold them my hand.
You use the vibe. You use the word vibe. Trevor used the word vibe. It's a good vibe. A year ago this time, this team's coming off the Western Conference Finals. Wasn't the vibe there? What's different about it?
It was a lot going on. There was a lot going on, and then obviously, first few weeks, Mikael was gone, so it was just a lot of distraction, a lot going on last season. Obviously we got new coaching staff, new players, and so I'm making it a point and effort to know that everybody's on the same page. Whether the coaching staff, whether it's the training staff, whether it's the players, and front office as well. We all have one goal, we all have one mindset, and that's to win. And if you're an outcast, you're gonna feel bad about yourself because everybody else is gonna be on the same page.
James, everybody talks about how.
One at a time, guys.
How are you physically? Last year you had a sprained ankle coming into camp. Feel you really in conditioning. How are you now?
Perfect. I've been in the lab all summer.
What would you consider a successful season for this team?
Championship.
Is that a realistic goal?
Realistic. I think we have more than enough, in that locker room to win. And we're willing and able to compete with anybody on any given night.
James, a lot of people, everybody has talked about how much you've stepped into this leadership role, how much they are looking forward to working with you as a leader. What have you done, and how do you look at yourself differently? Talk about the James coming into this season.
Honestly, last year was frustrating. Numbers, individually was pretty solid, but just the love and the excitement, wasn't there. And so I had to look in the mirror this summer and realize that I got to change, and I gotta get back to how it was, and so my focus level, the things that I can control, I have to be a lot better at, and then once I get myself figured out, then I can help others, and so that was one of the main things that I focus on this summer, and so that's why I'm in a good place right now. I'm excited, and that's why I gathered the guys together to get this thing going.
James, you got to do some promotions and ads in the offseason. One of them they just had out was the Samsung one, and the guy that first thing he even makes fun of you and calls you out on your defense. And you do that, are you okay that he makes the jokes?
Yeah,
how is it?
It's
And,
funny.
is that good that you can laugh at yourself?
Yeah, for sure. And like I said, it was frustrating last year. It wasn't good, for me. And so I got to be better, and I will be better. And so that's where we are. And like I said, I looked in the mirror. I figured out that I got to be better. As a basketball player, as a person, and then it'll be easier for me to lead.
Do the critics annoy you a little bit, or is it just kind of white noise?
It's white noise, because I'm more than capable, and I know I can play defense and offense. I can be one of the best players in this league. And so, you know, like I said, last year was just a blur. It was just, everything was happening so fast, and, you know, we all go through it in life. We all have bad, you know, days, bad years. I mean, who doesn't? But, you know, it's the bounce back. You know, that makes you stronger.
James, there's a sense that your playmaking ability gets overlooked. Do you feel like D'Antoni will really highlight that for your game this year?
Yeah, for sure. That's what he does. You know, he makes, you know, really good players, you know, better players. And, you know, he has a formula that has proven it worked. And then obviously, you know, Coach D'Antoni is our head coach, but our assistant coaches are extremely, you know, they've been in this game for a long time. And talking about, you know, Jeff Fizdella, who's been, you know, Memphis' defensive coach, and their backbone defensively for, you know, the last, you know, several years, and we all know what Memphis did defensively. So, you know, we have a really strong core, you know, coaching staff, and you know, all we have to do is just listen and go out there and hoop.
Have you talked with Vesdelka at all about how they attacked you in Memphis and how other teams attacked
Every day,
you?
every day, and it's different. Like, you know, since he's been here, I've been here for the last few weeks training. I mean, just, you know, we go over principles, we go over different techniques, we go over, you know, your footing, just those small details that can help, you know, and that's something that we hadn't had the last few years. So it's those attention to detail things that's going to help us. That's why I said the vibe is different, you know. Guys like me still need to be taught.
But can he help you offensively? Because
Yeah, for sure.
he has schemed against you?
Yeah, for sure. So I hope they have big games against Memphis next year.
James, you averaged a career high in assists last season with this team not really shooting a great percentage from threes. How excited are you about having Eric and Ryan on your team, given your playmaking talents?
Right. Those guys can shoot the ball. They that's what they do, and I'm more excited because you got space. When I got space, it's difficult, but like I said, we've been here working extremely hard. You know, Clint's got a lot bigger and stronger. You know, he's prepared. Obviously, we had a big guy, Nene, who I didn't know he can pass like he can, but he's a really, really good passer, another leader. You have all these guys, you know, all these guys that are great character guys who wants to win, and then you know, that's a success right there.
James, as you get better as a leader, Trevor said that the team is willing to run through a wall for you. When you hear something like that from one of the guys, one of the veterans that's been around the league for a while, how does that make you feel?
It means a lot, man, and that's, you know, I don't bigger myself up. You know, I'm with these guys too. When I make mistakes, I tell them that's my bad. I messed up. It won't happen again. You know, and that right there, you know, me not hiding anything. You know, I put the same work in. I put work in. I don't distance myself from them. We're all in this together. You know, and that's the culture that we're building. You know, and so everybody's held accountable. So I make a mistake, I want the rookie, I want anybody to come tell me, yo, you made a mistake, don't let it happen again. You know, and don't get in your feelings, because we all have one goal, and that's to win. So that's the direction we're headed in, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Do you feel like you crossed over to late?
Before?
Do you feel like you've taken a step and kind of crossed over, like to, I'm a veteran now? I mean, you know, you're still young chronologically, but do you feel you've made that step?
Yeah, I mean, I always got room to grow as a leader, as a person, you know, but like I said, I always can improve, and I think that's one of the areas that I improved in the summer is just holding myself accountable and not looking anywhere else but myself.
Was your ability to be a leader, be this leader, inhibited before?
I mean, we had another leader, you know, last year, so you know, we all, you know, it was, you know, he had his opinion and his voice, and I also had mine. So obviously, you know, teammates aren't going to be on the same page at all times, but you know, we had some good years.
James, do you expect there to be anthem protests in the NBA the way there have been in the NFL so far this season?
There might be. It just depends on who the person is and their opinion and their beliefs. You know, so I mean, there's a lot going on. Obviously, we all know that, and it just depends on the individual.
Do you expect this team or you personally to do?
Like I said, I mean, for our team, it's the individual's preference. You know, I don't know what those guys are thinking in their head, but you know, for our team, we're not going to let that affect what we're trying to do as an organization. But you know, it's just a free country, so you know, it depends on how they feel.
When you see other players do it, kind of like Kaepernick, obviously he's at the forefront of it. What are your thoughts when you see those players
It's a powerful statement, man. He's standing up for what he believes in. You know, devastating that all these people are just dying for no reason. The families are grieving, and it's a tough situation, especially from men and women who we are supposed to be protecting us. But like I said, each individual have their own beliefs and how they go about handling it, and you gotta respect it.
When you have the kind of year you had last year statistically, and you don't get named to any All-NBA teams, A, did you take it as a slight, and B, did it serve as any motivation for you at all this summer?
Like I said, I get motivation from anything. Yeah, but I mean, when the last time that happened? Somebody averaged, 29, 76, didn't make any NBA team. But motivation, that's it. Just gotta be better. You don't blame anybody. You don't criticize anybody or what should have been done. You look in the mirror, look at yourself, and say, "Be better for next year."
There seems to be a theme about communication from all the players that we've talked to so far. Is that a product of the new coach and so forth, or is that organic?
No, that's organic, and that's the way we're going from here on out. Communicate. If you feel something, just say it. Talk. We can't read minds. There's so many guys in this locker room, in the coaching staff to read minds. So that goes with anybody. Don't be afraid. If you're a rookie and you got something to say to me, say it. That's what makes it more genuine. It makes it more organic.
Is that a lesson that you learned from what happened last season, or do you learn that you need to be more vocal or just vocal in a different way?
No, it depends. You got certain players who you can't approach like other players. So that's another aspect. But communication is the biggest key to anyone's success. And if you don't communicate, like I said, there's just too many guys in his locker room to read minds. Certain guy might be having family problems or problems at home that he comes in and just having a bad day. You can't. It's just a lot. So communicate, let everything out on the table, and then we'll go from there.
James, do you feel with all the stuff that y'all guys organize in the off season, do you feel that maybe there's a little bit more chemistry heading into the start of this year than years past?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I don't like to keep going back to Oklahoma City days, but that's what made us so good, because we were always together on the court. Off the court, going in the moves, just doing those small things, and that translates to chemistry. Translates to playing really well, knowing each other on the court. So it's good for us. Those weeks were really good for us. Miami was really, really good for us. And then I've been here for the last 2 weeks, and we've been in the gym every single day, weight room, on the court, and going over different techniques. So we're a little bit ahead right now, and that's good for us.
James, you've been here the longest out of everybody. You and the organization committed yourselves to each other. Does it feel like that it's your team more so than it has been in the past?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited. I love being here. That's one of the reasons why I signed in December. And they gave me an opportunity to show my talents, be a leader that I am, and we have some good winning seasons ahead of us. Sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.